Okay, so that's all this from the back. So that's all what I'm gonna do to my hair at this point. So that was about 4 small scoops, and then I finished off with that big one as I showed. I went like that to show you how big of a glob that you should go. And the way you know that your hair is ready for um, the final is that you shouldn't feel any like resistance when you run your hand through your hair. If you feel resistant, you have to still go in with some small scoops, and then once you don't feel any resistance at all, just do one more giant big scoop and put that through it, and then you're done. You shouldn't really need to apply. Um, I might need to like rehydrate like every hour or so. Um, when you rehydrate, you'll only need like a small amount of water just to like reactivate the conditioner. And since I'm just doing an 8 hour, and um, that I'll rinse out my hair. I won't put anything in. After that, I'm just gonna do just a basic rinse out, and we'll see where it is. After that, I'll pop back in about 8 hours from now, and I'll show you guys the result. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna come back in 8 hours and show you the result. I'm still gonna do that, but it is about 2 hours later, and usually when you do this, you can last about 4-ish hours and still feel like you still have product in your hair. But right now, I feel bone dry. Like I brush through my hair, I can feel just a very little something like left in there. So um, instead of just re-wetting, because if I re-wet at this point, re-wetting it just thins out the conditioner and just like reapplies whatever is on the very top of the hair. Um, so it just like thins it out, and so you can like have like a second round of conditioning. But since my hair is excuse you, about bone dry with just a little bit, and that's why I like doing little amounts at a time instead of overdoing it with one big glob and just feeling like it doesn't feel good. Um, would I switch to a different one that has more liquid? I actually probably would, actually. So instead of going in with the sheer moisture, I forgot what this one was called. Instead of going in with this, because this is one of the other conditioners that I would recommend was gonna be the the purple rice water conditioner, also by Sheer Moisture, but I put some purple shampoo in there to line the other one, so I can't really show you what that consistency is. But I think I would have went in with this if I was going out. I still would have went with this overall because I think this was a little bit more expensive. This one I probably would have put in, but this has the purple little shampoo stuff in it, so I wasn't gonna do that to my already damaged hair. I still would have went in with this one altogether, since this one doesn't really have a good smell, and but it still has all the benefit to it. Now I'm gonna switch to the lesser. This is only like about $4 or $5. You find this like almost anywhere, and I used this before as like another like 8 hour. This isn't really an 8 hour. This is more like a 1 hour. But since we already put a deep a deep conditioning mask on since my hair is now dry. The only reason why I'm gonna apply more is just moisture, so this will thin out the product that I already have in and also hydrate. And this is one of the more hydrating masks that I have with me right now. So we're gonna do same thing as before, and this is a more like a lot more liquidy, so we won't be using as much. So let's start putting this. It's like liquidy, but then it goes into a thick like cream. So this one is more to be careful. So I'm gonna just dip in just a wee bit more. Okay, so that's probably as much as I'm gonna put in. I did use a lot more than the other one. One because with the herbal essence, most of the stuff in the like in the more broken down part is more of a cream than liquid. Hmm. Like when you break this one down, it goes more into like a cream form. Because there's a lot more like fillers in here. There's a lot more like other products than just coconut milk and aloe, which are two really good healing um, things, but like you don't see those until like you get to the very bottom for hair products. So as I said, I'm just using this more for the hydration, but like there's alcohol in this. There shouldn't be alcohol in a hair product. So there's a lot of stuff that like I'm against in this product, but somehow it still works very well somehow. But like in this, if I get to the ingredients, like the fourth ingredient in, which is still great, is seed oil, and that's calling to the. I was probably talking about the castor oil. Yeah, yeah, talking about the, the castor oil, and so I'm like, where does that come from? Oh yeah, it must come from a seed or something. But there is also alcohol in this one, but it's way past the benefactors of this product. So yeah, so my hair is now um, hydrated up with both of the hair products. If I do anything, I might just put water in onto my hair to like rehydrate because since there's alcohol in this one, it dries faster and it leaves more of a film on your hair. So if you use something like this, you just need to like just put a little bit of water onto your head and everything should be alright. But with something like this, you would need to like reapply a bit more of this because it won't hydrate as well. It'll just become like a slick in a way. So there's like another thing to think about. But yeah, so I'll come back in about 8 hours and uh, show you what my hair looks like then. It'll probably look like what it did in this section, but still. So see you guys in 8 hours, and then I'll come back after that after I wash out my hair, and by that point I should be able to give you a better result of what the poll is, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be going purple, but I need to figure out what shade of purple. As I said, I'm going to be using the last bit of my sugar plum, and then I'm going to be using my either the ritual purple from Arctic Fox um, or the the purple plum from Enraged Cell. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in about 8 hours to give you the results of the pulse, and I'll take a screenshot and shoot it in one of the sides. Hey guys, back 8 hours later. Just run through what we did from start to end. From my perspective, and my hair was dry damage, not normal, and not normal dry. So first, we went in with the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthening, Restoring, Leave-In Conditioner. First one that, and we didn't use a lot of it because this stuff goes a long way. You do not need to pack it on. You can pack it on, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. And then just 2 hours later, because my hair is feeling a bit dry at that point, you want it put on so soon, but since I know my hair and it was in the dry damage spot, I know I needed to put some moisture on it. So then we went into the Herbal Essence Milk and Aloe. We went in this because it was the most moisture given and also healing of any of the masks so far. If you don't know how to, like, the right amount of moisture to put back in the hair, meaning water, and as I always say, I recommend sorry, these types of spray bottles because it gives a finer mist. Since your hair is looking for moisture, some conditioners clump and draw moisture so your hair remains clumpy. That is one of these. And if you do with like a spritzer bottle, it just clumps even more. Your hair doesn't get fully saturated, unlike with this. Sorry, I'm going so much on my head is like woo right now. So with this, I never used this through this process, so this was a new journey. I actually used a bit of this one, and I would have rather liked to put this in because it stayed more spreadable. It didn't clump as much. So we put this in around the 2 hour mark, and then about every 2 or so hours I squirt the water in, rubbed around a little bit, and then waited a bit for the most of the moisture, because for me it's mostly my front and my sides usually get a bit drier before the top section, because the top section is the oldest. It's the one that is more damaged and the one that wants to pull in the more moisture. A combatant with that is for me to brush my hair. When brushing my hair, the water kind of like disperses a little bit, like the hair gets squeezed and the water, as I like, disperses. So, if you're gonna